morning, LW, and welcome back to KANG News. I'm Iris.
And I'm Artem. Happy last school day of 2020, Kangs. Are you excited for winter break or what?
You bet. I'm looking forward to that precious time off from school just as much as you are. Let's start off today's newscast with another episode of Perspectives on Remote Learning featuring Mr. Green, hosted by Jessica.
Hi, Mr. Green. How are you today?
Doing great. Doing awesome. Thank you, Jessica, for having me.
Of course. So let's get right into it. Our first question is, for students who don't know what marketing is, may you give them a brief description of the class and explain which students are able to take the class?
Yes. Marketing is the process of coming up with strategies to involve selling, advertising, and being able to use those elements to create a business or just promote a message. As far as who can take my class, and so there's multiple levels of the marketing program. So first year students will take business and marketing foundation. So that's the introduction level of how do you form a business, just from the basic steps of how to do it actually. There's a few students that are actually running their own business right now that are seniors. And then after you take that class, that is a full year class, and then you'll take the retail operations and management courses that are more advanced for 10th graders and above, or seniors that have a lot of experience as well. There you go.
Wow, those classes sound very interesting. What have you been doing to keep your students motivated this year?
I'll tell you what, it's been a challenge, like most people, like
For
most
sure.
teachers. But just number one, just trying to make sure that the students understand that I'm there to help them, be an access, be a resource, to make sure, whether it's internet connection or whatever, making sure that there's ample opportunity to make sure that I'm there in their best interest to keep them motivated. But some different things that I've been trying to do is just trying to give instruction in multiple different ways for our different learners. Our advanced marketing classes like retail operations and management, we've been able to, at least, usually you take those classes to be in the student store during lunches, learning inventory, cash handling, stocking, all of that good stuff. And so those students are two times a month during student distribution day. They are able to come to campus and learn cash handling training and also sell school apparel on those Wednesdays. And so that's been a cool way to get at least some type of real life school, as much as we can. And then there's just a lot of fun projects to where students, whether it's in retail or business marketing, a lot of the assignments, it's basically on your interest. So whatever business you want to do, it's on you, and in all the assignments, you have freedom to whatever's your interest to pull it in. And so that's been helping me and helping the students be successful, I think.
I think that it's so interesting that not only do students, have the opportunity in class to use these resources, but outside of class with, the student store and all these different opportunities for students to experience what it's like in like a real world situation to sell and buying these things. So I think that kind of opportunity is very crucial and important for students. So I think that it's a really great opportunity that you're allowing them to do these types of things. Yeah, for sure. How have you been maintaining a balance between the stress of school, of course, and social priorities such as friends, family, and mental health?
It's a great question, because I'm at the school a lot. Whether it's concessions or it's DECA or it's VSU or the racial equity team, a lot of hats that I'm wearing, and that's fine. But the balance, as long as I can get at least 6-7 hours of sleep, I'm good. A lot of my family is away, and so I try to balance it by trying getting rest, and trying to watch sports. I'm a big sport person, like to coach football and track, that type of thing. And so I try to do that to ease. But other than that, it's constant work, but I love doing it. I mean, we're one of the few schools that let students on campus to actually, do stuff on campus, which is great. So, but remote has its plus and minuses. You do have some room to kind of get some rest here, but I'm on campus, but it's a good balance. It's as long as I can get sleep, good TV, good Netflix show, I'm good.
Right. And then I guess my follow-up question to that would be, what advice do you have to students who may be struggling with this balance?
One, and again, it's a lot of classes, 7-period classes, AP classes. I would just say take a break. I think Mr. Palmer had a really good with multitasking, how to handle that, take breaks. I think that was some good things to use. Sometimes it's hard to stare at a screen for 2 hours, right? So you might need to break it up. Make sure you eat. So when it's 10:30, that 10:30 gap to 12:15 when the next period starts, make sure you're eating. Go outside. Listen to some music. So I think it's just got to be some different things. And just having a balance. I think focusing on one thing at a time, one class at a time, taking proper breaks, I think can help. And just ask questions, ask teachers for help. We're here. A lot of times you're stressing so much, and when you come into the office hours, it's different. It's like, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. So that's what I would say. Office hours, take a break, get a snack, get outside. That's what I would say.
I think that is really great advice. I know that you are a part of a couple of clubs like DECA and BSU. Can you talk a little bit about each club?
Sure. With DECA has been a long-standing student organization that's been around for a while. So it's basically it's a club that's connected to all of the marketing classes and programs. It's an after-school opportunity to get into careers of marketing, entrepreneurship, hospitality, and finance. And the whole after-school program is geared to get you in careers into business or marketing, or just to work on your professional skills, talking to an adult, interviewing, shaking hands, thinking on your feet. So there's a community service portion, and then there's a skill competition where there's a state level, regional, and national level where you have things where you're thinking on the spot or you're creating business plans. So the whole focus is to get you more experience, more skill set, being exposed to different careers that you might not see in any other clubs. So it's more career oriented, and it's attached to all of the marketing programs. With DECA, it's a standing 170 member organization, so it is a large group. Definitely a large group. And with Black Student Union, which we're reviving this year, and obviously Jessica, you would know, you are our president, which has been great with being able to provide a safe space for our students of color, especially the Black students, where we have a situation where there's only 2% of the whole population, and me being the Black teacher on campus, want to be able to be a voice. Just have a space to where you can celebrate, being African American, and then understanding what are some opportunities to get more people of color in the door. That glass ceiling, whether it's female African American students or just African American students in general, need the resources. How do I get there? What are those internships? What are those scholarships? So that's part of my role at BSU. We have outreach where we're working with different groups, especially Rose Hill Middle School, their BSU group. We're working with Diversity Action Team, where we're trying to promote equity in the building. We're a 13 team strong with Black Student Union, and it's been a positive being able to just have that space, to be able to have a safe space for our students of color, our Black students. And we meet every Wednesday, and we get bigger and bigger by the day. And so
I think you said that beautifully. You covered all the points specifically for BSU that we try to work on and tackle. And we're a new club, and we continue to focus on these issues. But I would have said the exact same thing. So you said it very well. The last question that we have today is, why, as a club advisor, do you think it's important for students to join a club in high school? Do you think it's a better time to join a club right now amidst the pandemic?
Oh, 100%. I think The good thing about school, right? Obviously, there's the academic part, and the friends part, but being a part of something that's separate from school just gives you a lot of good skills. You're part of groups to where you're learning things, you're collaborating, you're planning. Whether that's Key Club, Leadership, ASB, JSA, so many different clubs that have a different interest to where you can be a part of more of a community. I think social, emotional well-being is very, very important, especially during the pandemic, because, for our ninth graders or first year students, real high school hasn't happened yet, right? You haven't got to get in the hallways and bump in front of a senior and be like, oh, we're in it, or go to lunch, run up to the stairs to get cookies from the. We haven't done that yet. So to be at least a part of something, part of school, very, very important to jump in a club. Just for a lot of different skill set, social, emotional, building community. And it's a way to just get connected to LW, being part of a group now or later. And we can add athletics in there. We'll have athletics at some point, but being a part of a group on campus just makes you feel more safe, makes you feel more of a part of the school as opposed to being separate.
Now, an announcement from the library. Just because we can't visit a physical library doesn't mean you don't have access to countless free books. Getting free ebooks are a great resource for students. All you need to do to access them is to go to the Sora app in the Office 365 Waffle or install it from an app store if you're using an Android or Apple device.
Then sign in using the code LWSD414. Once you're done, you can log in using your student email and password to get ebooks galore. Happy reading.
We also want to give a shout out to LDub's Girls Who Code Shravani Bujibal and her team who won first place in the category of bioinformatics at the Nucleotide 2020 hackathon conducted by the Helix Initiative. Congratulations, Shravani, and everyone on her team. Yearbook wants to know if you've been part of a drive-by or a socially distant celebration. If so, please send your photos to Kaya and Eliza at the email address on your screen.
If you're doing some last-minute shopping, there are locally owned shops all over Kirkland and Redmond to help you out. Hawe from KANG News shows us a few.
Hey Kangs, happy holidays. It is that time of year in which a lot of gift giving goes on, and if you're like me and still need to get those gifts, time is running out. But here's an opportunity to not only shop for some awesome, unique gifts for anybody in your life, but also support some small local businesses who could really use your help during these trying times. You can check out Eastside Trains, which is a train store in Kirkland, Washington, for anybody who might enjoy trains. They're really cool. You can check out Alter Ego Expressions, which is a Black-owned business with unique designed apparel and goods in Seattle, Washington. You can check out Booktree, which is a bookstore in Kirkland, Washington, for any bookworms out there. Acquire some sweet reads. You can check out Utopia, which is a jewelry store in Redmond, Washington, and Sweet Serenity, which is a shop of serenity goods like flowers and candles in Kirkland, Washington. If you type in any of these names into Google or any internet browser, you can check out their websites, see what they have for purchase, and support, shop, give some sweet gifts, and have some fun during during the holiday season. Happy holidays, go Kangs!
Hey Kangs, I'm Drew. Here are a couple more announcements for this edition of KANG News. The Robotics Booster Club has teamed up with Lizzie Kate Tea Shop in Kirkland for a virtual fundraiser for the Robotics Club. Now through the end of December, shop online and get 5% off your purchase using the code LWRobotics. Lizzie Kate Tea Shop will also donate 10% of all sales to Robotics Club. This code only applies to web orders with shipping, not in-store or curbside pickup orders. Hey juniors, your officers are looking to make a class of 2022 sweatshirt, and they want your help. Design a unisex sweatshirt using the website customink.com and send the link through Instagram DMs at LWHS_2022 or by emailing it to s-kawalker@lwsd.org. The deadline is January 4th. The junior class will start a voting bracket on their Instagram story to select the winning design. Here are some requirements. The design should include Class of 2022 and our school's name. It should be purple and white. You can do whatever custom ink allows you to do. Just make sure your final product is a custom ink link to your sweatshirt design. Start creating, Kangs.
Because of holidays quickly approaching and winter break coming so close, we decided it's only right to present some of our festive lights and decorations. Enjoy this video from Drew.
this week's broadcast. We hope you have an excellent Friday and enjoy the winter break. I'm Iris.
And I'm Artem. Happy holidays, Kangs!